Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. I prepared for this to make this video yesterday. I didn't get around to making it. And that being the case, it's perhaps a little bit old news at this point. If you're familiar with this topic already, then I'm not going to bring you anything new to the party. But if you're not familiar, then I can certainly fill you in. There is a link in the description. And if you do appreciate the coverage of this topic, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. It's in regards to our good friend, Ricky Martin. So we're all aware of Ricky Martin. I mean, I'm not overly aware. I can only just not get that one song out of my head, Living La Vida Loca. And, he seems like a nice guy, extremely attractive, extremely handsome man. I believe he suffered some child abuse. I think those details came out a few months ago, perhaps a couple of years ago. He was in a boy band. And he suffered child abuse at the hands of the managers of the boy band, that kind of thing, and other boy band members, if I recall. Yeah, here is the boy band. So Ricky, where is it? Is that Ricky? Yeah, that's Ricky. 12 years of age when he joined Puerto Rican boy band Menudo in 1984. He's pictured on the far right. Yes, he is. I picked it right. So yeah, he was in a boy band and he was sexually abused. He's stated fairly recently. As I say, an incredibly handsome man. Here he is, just dressed very finely, very stylishly, almost as good looking as I am, to be honest with you. Now, why are we looking at this? Because he's so handsome? No, that's not the reason. The reason why we're looking at this article is because he has been accused of incest by his 21-year-old nephew. Now, if Ricky Martin is found guilty of the accusations made against him by his own 21-year-old nephew, then Ricky Martin could face up to 50 years in prison if convicted. Okay? Now, before we get too far into things, I think it's fair to temper the accusations by stating that Ricky Martin's brother, who's called Eric Martin, has stepped forward and seemingly he's had a word with a journalist or two and said, "Hey guys, these accusations made against my brother Ricky Martin that he's committed incest. Well, it's all a load of fucking bullshit, mate. The accuser's name had not been released until Ricky Martin's brother came forward and told some journalists about the nephew." And Eric Martin, Ricky's brother, said that the nephew is called Dennis Yadil Sanchez. He's 21 years of age, and he's a complete fucking weirdo. That's basically what Eric Martin, Ricky's brother, said. He informed journalists that the accuser, the nephew, has mental health issues. He's full of shit, mate. He's imagining things. No incest took place. That's what Ricky Martin is saying. Ricky himself is also vehemently denying any such impropriety. So there we go. Just to get that straight in the first instance, Ricky is denying any kind of inappropriate relationship with his nephew. And Ricky's brother is supporting that on the basis of stating that Dennis Yadil Sanchez has significant mental health issues. Is that true? Well, we don't know. How are we supposed to know? But I would imagine that in a court of law, should it come to that, that it would be able to be identified whether or not Dennis Yadil Sanchez does in fact suffer from mental health issues. So we'll go further into the details at this point. Ricky was hit with a restraining order stemming from a domestic violence incident in Puerto Rico earlier this year. However, as I mentioned, the victim's identity had been withheld until Ricky's brother came forward with that information. Ricky has been accused of exercising physical and psychological attacks on his poor little on his poor little nephew, rather, during their 7-month relationship. So the nephew is claiming that they had a 7-month sexual relationship between Ricky and his 21-year-old nephew, and it culminated in physical and psychological attacks from Ricky onto the nephew. That's the accusation. The relationship apparently ended 2 months ago. Was there really a relationship? Or is this just something going on in the figment of the nephew's mind? Who knows? So, a representative for Ricky has called the abuse allegations completely false, completely fabricated, a load of fucking bullshit. They have given the strongest possible denial that they could. They've said that the accuser is struggling with deep mental health challenges, and the allegations are complete fucking nonsense. Here's a quote from Ricky Martin's lawyer. Ricky Martin has, of course, never been and would never be involved in any kind of sexual or romantic relationship with his nephew. The idea is not only untrue, it is disgusting. We all hope that this man can get the help he so urgently needs. But most of all, we look forward to this awful case being dismissed as soon as a judge gets to look at the facts. So I'm just going to comment here. Obviously, I don't know, you don't know, we don't know what the actual truth is. But I'm glad that this process is in place so a judge can have a look at an overview of the allegations and some of the evidence, not necessarily all of the evidence, but some of the evidence, and be able to make a judgment as to whether or not a trial should proceed and, have the opportunity to dismiss the case. And I hope that this is merely the imaginations of a mentally ill person. I would hate to think that Ricky Martin is a weirdo, is incestuous. I would hate to think that. So I really do hope that this is a load of bullshit. And that's what I expect. For me personally, I'm going to be giving Ricky Martin a mental pass for the time being, up until the point, like the lawyers have said, that the details are reviewed by a judge who will get to decide whether or not there's enough evidence to proceed with a trial. So I'm going to go with that. That's my take on it. We have a few more details. So the victim, the nephew, has alleged that they broke up around 2 months ago, the nephew and Ricky Martin, and Ricky Martin refused to accept the breakup. So with that, Ricky Martin was loitering around the nephew's apartment. I mean, is that possible? Could that possibly be true? Yeah, that could possibly be true, but I can't really see it. I mean, why the fuck would Ricky Martin be having a sexual relationship with his nephew? That's just too far from normal. And, I would be thinking if someone were to break up with Ricky Martin would be like, yeah, whatever, mate. I mean, do you know how many sexual partners he has at hand? Male, female, whatever. As I say, this is an extremely handsome man. He's extremely popular. I mean, I just don't see him needing to, resort to having a relationship with his nephew. It's just, I don't know, it just doesn't compute for me. Here's another response from Ricky Martin directly in regards to the accusations. He posted this on Twitter on July the 3rd. The protection order entered against me is based on completely false allegations, so I will respond through the judicial process with the facts and the dignity that characterize me. Because it is an ongoing legal matter, I cannot make detailed statements at this time. I am grateful for the countless messages of solidarity, and I receive them with all my heart. And there we go. That's as much of the article that I wish to go through. That's pretty much all the info we have in regards to this case. There's just a little bit more backstory within the article, telling us more about Ricky Martin's life, which is kind of fascinating. I ain't gonna lie. But look, I'm with Ricky on this one at this point in time. I'm with Ricky. I'm not with Kevin Spacey. I'm not so supportive of Kevin Spacey. So Kevin Spacey, I mentioned because if I understand correctly, I've not looked into the recent round of articles, but I believe he's currently in England. I believe he's in the midst of a trial right now in regards to 4, possibly 5 accusations of sexual assault against males that he worked with, if I have that correct, at a theatre which the name of which escapes my mind, in London. Um, Over the several years, 2014 to 2019, something like that. So Kevin Spacey is currently on trial or is about to start trial. He's pled not guilty. Wasn't him. He didn't do anything wrong apparently, and I don't believe that for a second personally. But for Ricky, I'm gonna give Ricky. I don't know. It just seems more of a stand-up guy to me. I struggle to find it reasonable to suggest that he's been in a sexual relationship with his nephew. I find that just too twisted to agree with, to believe. I think it is much more likely that his nephew, as has been stated, does suffer from mental health issues. I mean, people suffer from mental health issues. That would explain these accusations in my mind. But we shall see. So we shall see. So anyway, I am a day late, perhaps $1 short too. If I've done a half decent job, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit, and take care.